Welcome everyone to another YouTube live stream here on our Linux and soon microkernel low-level distribution, low-level tech and stuff channel. And of course I patched GCC the way I liked it. Previous video, fast, accidentally considered, what am I freaking talking about? Probably too late, too much work and stuff. So I have a new ISO, everything rebuilt. Of course, the only constant is change and regressions, recurring theme. Yes, I will soon get a proper printed chart here of that stuff. Also there in our merge section. We had yesterday discovered quite some issues, including latest Luke's full disk encryption. Using hash function, they are not supported by grub. Totally amazing, tightly integrated stuff. The usual impressive work we are used to and like so much. I also discovered another crazy regression which actually wasted another hour of my time or more. Plus, well, our relative of obviously not full-time staring on that. But the other issue, totally crazy stuff. I thought it's like Vasi this route. Also, yeah, now live on this channel with RL WebAssembly this route based sandboxing, previous video here for Firefox. And first I thought it's that issue. However, then I rebuilt Firefox and without that still, and then I built without fast because so the issue is that if you just run Firefox, it doesn't start. Like probably there, couldn't load XPcom. And so I thought like naturally, I thought like some total JavaScript fuck up of fast and whatnot. So can we focus that? How is even this TVM? But I even trace this Firefox starts, so whatever is with this bloody wrapper, also yeah, 2022, some Firefox startup wrapper shit. And if you just run Firefox, it works. So I have no idea what, I mean, the crazy complexity of all the 100,000 pieces of millions of lines of code from Rust or C++ Rust and need to come together, and then I mean it like freaking fully works, right? I'm currently even running this GL browser with virt.io GL. Can you have some freaking demo of somewhere? And like all the complex craziness works, just some bloody startup wrapper bullshit. So no, let's go. I wanted to freaking run the demos. Like that one of stuff. Also, yeah, QEMU crashed previously on me, but not hey, 50 FPS with virt.io, whatever. So yeah, all the complexity. Also, yeah, I live on welcome everyone. I probably accidentally kind of built the most optimized, fast and smartest of not everything brute force, but just how code passes. Yeah, all the complexity freaking works. So that is with partially fast, Vasi WebAssembly based RL security sandboxing, and you can't make this. It took me like an hour to discover like running it like that, because I first thought it's fast or Vasi this route of whatever it is. I need to debug that another day. I can't make this stuff up. This is so stupid as is GCC so fast. Otherwise, it looks to work amazing. So yeah, sooner or later I debug that. It's reoccurring all the big mega projects, recurring waste of time. Except yes, it's millions of lines of amazing code, but still a waste of time. I've even run the freaking, so this Firefox is so far working also with virt.io GL on a Radeon, what was it? Or what was even the numbering? RX, doesn't matter. Probably I could neo fetch that. I don't have neo fetch there, whatever. 6700 XT or whatever it was. But yeah, virt.io GPU pass-through. So what should we do today, except so much more stuff to do. Also, if you're new to this stuff and wondering this is T2, I probably should change this from just raw, because maybe I should cross raw and just raw crossed freaking patch to freaking work TM Linux. And welcome everyone. I make x86 GPU work on other. What do you mean? What do you mean with that? They are also not really x86 specific GPUs. Also, my previous video, I've run that GPU on. Actually, I've literally run that CPU when I got it on a RISC-V unmatched quad core, unmatched. So yeah, what do you mean with that? But they are not really x86 GPUs. The GPUs are kind of thought are completely platform and CPU agnostic. The only thing is BIOS. The BIOS you don't really need. The BIOS is usually x86 specific unless you have an old PowerPC Mac card or a Spark and stuff card. Then it's open force bytecode, open firmware fourth bytecode. What do I even freaking talk about? I think I need sleep and holiday and stuff. Probably bugs, and the only constant there is some merchandise, right? If you wanna, I probably I need also I actually need to spend time on merchandise. I forgot with all the things my peak bugs, which usually I use for Apple, but probably not only Apple peak bugs. So yeah, you just need a driver. You usually don't really need a BIOS for this GPU. If you have a driver, like open source driver, that usually works without any BIOS posting. And you could emulate that, right? Theoretically, there was once upon a time, or still is, partially working or untested x86 emulation code of emulating the BIOS stuff. So for example, to post card on an IA64 system, failed to make a GT 710. I don't know the details, but it probably will not post on the BIOS screen, but in Linux it could work, minus bugs and stuff. I usually, previous videos, used GPUs. I used a even PowerPC BIOS Mac kinda graphic card. Actually, I would also call it graphic card. Well, the only is because, as I said, the GPU is not really host CPU specific. The graphic card with its BIOS might be, so I would not really. If you say GPU, for me that is only the core chip, symbolic picture. So yeah, I patched, so this build, OFast, is now patched, probably, so yeah, welcome to this channel where the only person who patches the GCC previous video, 10-year-old GCC bug. I have not committed this, but probably will know. What do we have here? Probably Fortran as the disablement. That we, oh wait a second, revert that, we don't need that, it was just a test. What was in, right, this was changing that, and then no unsafe. So I patched, because obviously perfectionist and stuff is broken, so of course live, kind of sort of sometimes live on this channel, of course I patched my GCC, because I like stuff somewhat safe, at least sane and working. So I changed the option OFast. Yeah, level of fast. I changed that opt fast math initialization from 1 to -1. I use this, so -1 is my invention of using this vastly, it's a Boolean, right? So vastly wasted bit there. I use them all. Also, yeah, this line doesn't change. So I only set here additional, very unsafe, in my opinion, not OFast default worthy access precision stuff of not access default precision. And also with that, I think at the end of this code block it runs unsafe, or does it? I know this was. I know, I think all the unsafe stuff was in here. Actually, I toyed around a little bit with that. And so with that, we have OFast without all the really unsafe, considered harmful stuff. And as I said, and also not linking this bloody CRT fast mess with OFast. So if you still get this, so if you run, so I don't want, the reason is I've done this, is also took me like an hour or two so much to my free little hobby Linux distribution. That's probably the reason why some professionals start to swear by T2 Linux, because we're increasingly raising the quality bar rather high, except our emerge dependencies, which probably the least, the last crappy thing in T2, probably emerge dependencies, but we will tackle that sooner or later. At least lots of embedded and stuff integrators. So what changed in T2 is only fast, right? If you use, I don't want to modify GCC too much. The default as used by us should be quite sane, and I mean, as sane as not standard compliant and dangerous stuff can be. But so if you manually unsafe, yeah. So if you manually fast math, unsafe math optimizations, you still get that, just not with fast, right? So you get the, in my opinion and others experts' opinion, and 10-year-old GCC bug considered harmful behavior if you manually specify these options, but if you use fast alone as used by T2, you don't get the most unsafe stuff. So I tested this patch. I initially thought I SED this, but having this as a patch allows me to better monitor if this changes. If we run SED, we could potentially miss that if stuff changes and doesn't work anymore. So let's also, did I add this already? Package developed just, also there was a question, is it good to use FCNS code based or is it get better? I mean, it's a difficult question. We use Subversion. I understand Subversion is a little old-fashioned. I understand lots of new people prefer Git these days. I have to say, I mean, we have a Git mirror. Theoretically, actually, I should program to update the Git mirror automatically. So when I mean, nowadays, probably most modern people would want to use Git. I would, however, say even for me, as a kind of sorta expert and guru and stuff, I don't really have that much brain cells left to learn all the Git stuff. So for me, everything not super standard stuff in Git, I have to Google and read the freaking manual. And I really hate Git's command. And probably everyone hates Git's command line interface stuff. And yeah, and probably I would also say 90% of the people, Git is overkill. Sure, for something like the Linux kernel or stuff, for Linus Torvalds it's probably perfect. But from every small project, theoretically, maybe even kinda T2, Git might be overkill. It's like shooting shooting birds with cannons and stuff. For me, it's I should also say, when we switched to Subversion, it was the only high quality new, because CVS, where we came from CVS. CVS was complete garbage. Not even, in my opinion, even when I was like 18, completely. I was reading this when I was 18. I was reading the CVS manual, concurrent version system, and like when I was 18, I was reading like, this is complete garbage. I mean, it's unusable, like not atomic commits. Like you commit 3 files, you get each thing revision independently, and total and utter piece of garbage. I was so happy. So we maintained Rock Linux with incremental patches and stuff, because CVS was so much garbage that even incremental patches were better to manage. And we were so happy when Subversion came around, right? Subversion was the first high quality mission critical scaling and stuff. So we were actually, with Rock Linux, one of the first super big, in terms of files and stuff, adopters of Subversion, when it was version 0.18 or so. So I appreciate qualities, version management stuff, and at the time, 15 or so, 18 years ago, Subversion was the state of the art, sure, no. But I would switch to Git if the command line stuff would not be so utter piece of extremely hard to use. Nah. But no, I wasted another 5 minutes talking about Git. It is crazy. I mean, I would actually say there are also other things, right? 10-15 years ago, I also used Mercurial quite a bit, and Mercurial's distributed versioning more with subversion syntax. But yeah, maybe nowadays just use Git because everyone is using Git, but maybe they're also not major free yeah, I don't know. Something of that sort. So no unsafe. Maybe in the future I should not answer this question so long because I always so much time spent on this. Patch GCC fast to be less harmful with CRT fast mess and less unsafe mess organizations. I think like that. What was the other thing there? There was, right, this was smartest. So basically, I think previously we just used O2, I think. Yeah, so actually I wanted fixed smartest to use 3, 4 cases. I guess like that. Then, so speaking about garbage dependencies, and I want, so I installed this, I showed this the other ein. Did I really put this away? Of course it comes from keeping the office sorted. So I installed that T2 on my new SSD, not a paid advertisement. T7 USB 3 Gen whatever SSD. 3 years limited warranty. Not a paid advertisement. So I want to switch to that. There's still some other regressions to fix. I mean, basically, you have seen this, right? I mean, we added quite some regressions already to the to-do the other day. Basically, I could sit here 24/7, 364 and a quarter of stuff, and fix your bugs and issues, and I have a microkernel to write. So yeah, leave in the comments below. Wait, cleanest is where we have stolen the Alpine Linux packages, right? Leave in the comments below. Previously, I started to steal like 5,000 Alpine Linux packages, although many of them are somewhat not the highest quality random package things. Not like set and stuff. It's like leave in the comments below if you want all the 5,000 stolen packages there. Cleaner maybe. Yeah, I noticed emerging stuff, lots of stuff still emerges GTK2, and I have the suspicion that might actually not be what we want here. I actually already emerged Sway here. I hate this focus behavior. How's even... No, this was full screen, wonderful. I don't want to freaking scrub out. But the cool thing is that now that we have the base of T2 like in this amazing shape, some would say the most amazing shape or best Linux distribution, we can now focus on the small things of like not low-level technology, but nice to have like working dependency and stuff. Did I already emerge? I think not. Let's try XFCE. I don't really want to use it myself, but terminal. Yeah, let's try to emerge that and see what happens. I also lost overview a little bit. Yeah, GTK plus 2, and that is. I lost overview which GTK version XFC is currently using, but probably 3, I would guess. Happy to hear that for all the P3 and SJ Obtain and Sun lovers out there. Have you ever asked Intel for specific custom hardware? No, I haven't. I think I only had one. I mean, I only when we were like 16, and my neighbor and I were teaching us programming. I had the 386 from my father. My neighbor was using a 486. What did they have? Was it like DX, or was it 486 SX25 or something? Anyway, we called Intel in Germany, so that was like 1996. The craziest thing is we wanted the datasheet from the 8086, like the original XT, just for like our programming fun. Also, I think my neighbor also had an 88 or something, but the father at that time, so his father had a 486 SX25, I guess, something of that sort. And I was using for like 6 years the 386 SX25 of my father, and so like he had this XT with 88. So we called Intel and like wanted the datasheet for the 8086, and this lady on the telephone system didn't want to believe us 16-year-olds that Intel had an 8086. So she could only send us the datasheet of the 8088. It's like completely hilarious. I was like 60-year-old. It's like, no, you freaking have an 8086. It's like, I only have an 8088 in the system. It's like, seriously, are you freaking kidding me? Anyway, I had communications with NVIDIA like 10 years ago when we wanted to do embedded products. I said this before. They didn't want to give us any register stuff for their Tegra stuff. And they only, I have this on my blog, I posted that like a decade after that, like they only suggested us how good is your Windows CE programming skills. It's like, thank you very much. So yeah, so this doesn't, VTE also, thank you very much. This dependency stuff. So yeah, this is the next project. It's a totally high level project, a boring and not very important for me otherwise project, which probably also explains why it wasn't done yet. But that is the next level of polishing, right? Making sure that world domination with freaking dependency resolution, and that people freaking not only the fastest Linux, but also then hopefully soon the most usable, because nobody is using your world's fastest Linux when dependency resolution for end users suck, obviously. So let's fine tune that a little bit. I think I simply SED all the, like, I guess it's already an improvement if we simply GTK plus 2 to just GTK plus in all of those dependency cached files, because they're simply old. And maybe we should quickly XF. I mean, for the GNOME part, that is certainly true. Which would be most, I would say, first GTK plus release of XFCE4 panel. Don't tell me they really use GTK. 2 still left a long wait. 2013. Okay, they probably should be on. Where would that be? There's some stuff built now. No, there's still some geo dependency. So yeah, currently we have also 3 things that you need to rebuild for completely full stuff from our, due to the nature of our full cross-build stuff, we don't have G-object introspection because it sucks too much. So you need to rebuild Perl Python and G-object introspection if you want stuff here like that with G-object introspection. I think I simply commit that like that. It's probably better than nothing, because it makes now also, yeah, KiCat. So yeah, it's not perfect, but better. We will then gradually improve that. So the crazy thing is, I mean, just working on this stuff, and welcome everyone, is probably too boring, but leave me in the comments below. If you want to see everything theoretically, I have so much small stuff that is, it's like ridiculous, but it has to be done. Like, yeah, like I need to basically fix all of this stuff here. this is all really so boring. Actually, this I fixed. It's probably not and this maybe also not. So it's probably done. Maybe cross compile. Yeah, so that is kind of the most important stuff to do eventually. And so should we maybe shortly, let's see, dash ask run sed per package and check if it builds. Yeah, I wanted to globally fix that because most of them will not need it anyway. I don't want to test all of them now. I was just like a quick hack to somewhat improve stuff. I actually have code already on the data bot to test build and add catches. The only problem is I've commented that out because currently that has too many random dependencies. So ideally data should update this with each update. We just need to improve that. Glaucus asked, did OFast really improve performance? Well, in my benchmarking recently, yes, right? We had this big benchmarking there on my channel. So right now this benchmark here sucks because that is with virt.iogl. This is also kernel booted with mitigations. So there goes performance. So this is virt.iogl in QEMU, so performance somewhat degraded, obviously, naturally. I will boot that soon, and in this benchmarking we improved stuff. And also, so we probably, like if you build everything with OFast, probably you get quite some breakage, but because we built everything with O1 or OS except hot files, hot code paths, we get OFast hot code paths without hopefully breaking everything. And Firefox is still working, right? And I will also, as a win-win, I mean, not only we need as a win-win improve the dependencies, which is also my current Road Warrior SSD here, I said this before, is getting oldish. This T2 was why is here not is it just version or stuff? SDE? No. What? Why is here not? Why do you not have? Whatever. Yeah, 2015. Which file was it even? Why does this not autocomplete? Anyway, this is a super old installation, right? Which I rolling release emerged, and I fixed already tons of real dependency issues, and like using my own stuff, and now emerging like OBS. Why am I right? Some other moving that sucks somehow really in. Can't make this stuff up. Maybe I should. Whatever. So yeah, let's also emerge the object introspection. So right, this is what was the issue with VTE then? But probably the problem is if you start with this G-object introspection, they need all of those dependencies with GIF files of G-object introspection. That is a little bit, that sucks a little bit that we can't. Yeah, it's I think it's probably a bounty feature thing there of us. So if you want to earn some money, then you can tackle cross-compiling G-object introspection stuff, which probably ain't easy. Let's see, VTE. That's probably so GDK. So we need to unfortunately find GDK. Was there a GDK or is it part of GDK, right? So don't really want to rebuild everything. Maybe if I disable G-object introspection in VTE, it's building some stuff. What exactly does it build there? Oh, DocBox didn't really. Okay, fine, build it then. The more we test, the more we know. Yeah, this Firefox regressions that really pisses me off. This is how much time I need to waste on, damn it, on this stupid regressions is hilarious. G5, have I ever encountered G5 invalid memory access errors? Not really. Where did you encounter that? So yeah, what I will also do eventually, sometime soon, I will start benchmarking like in more interesting stuff, including benchmarking T2 versus Intel's Clear Linux. I usually don't install any of the other 1923 even less successful Linux distributions. But as Intel Clear Linux often comes out as one of the fastest, I will soon start benchmarking that and improve T2 based on what findings are right now. It wants even more GDK. Picks above all the bloody G-object introspection is a fail. Using the C language for this stuff is a fail. Yeah, some other depth or whatever. Yeah. That comes when you try to use this glorified portable macro preprocessor that is the C language. Alternative browser engine other than Gecko. Is there any alternative browser engine other? Well, you mean Chromium WebKit, right? And then the BOS people have I think is it Net Positive? They have a pretty nice browser engine from scratch, I think. Some nice data updates. What does it want now? Pango, of course. Yeah, I need to rebuild all of bloody Pango and Cairo and whatnot stuff just for the stupid geometry introspection files. That is so ridiculous. Question there, could you replace Firefox on T2 eventually? What do you mean with that? We have WebKit GTK. I have packaging Chromium on my to-do. It's just that these monstrous code bases are super ridiculously annoying to work with. If you want a completely working real current web on your desktop, then you need to use either Firefox-based browser or Chromium WebKit-based browser. If you use any other alternative, you will have a significantly degraded web experience where all the modern stuff does not just work. What is this Pango? Probably Cairo or half-bus. Of course it needs half-bus. So what else did we wanted to do? Yeah, theoretically, let's maybe start a second QEMU. Maybe even position it like that. And then, alright, I should have here some... this is already... Okay, good, we can run it like that. That's why you need epic thread ripping and stuff, CPU cores, right? There was one thing I also wondered, so basically testing VDA, and so why does it work, or does it need? Okay, this actually does apparently work. Okay, this even worked. I probably did that wrong the last time. Okay, but we still need to patch that, unfortunately. This is not. This is probably in stone. Probably in what is it? Install. Wait. This is actually. Why do we have? Luke's 1. Interesting. Ah, shit, why? Ah, this is why. I see. But this we probably, okay, then we switch this up. Probably this only failed because I've done this manually. What is it? No, 80k, of course it needs 80k. That's... So then we probably, because now grub2 has, yeah, they have Luke's 2 support, so then we can actually switch. It's actually then kind of sort of tiny upgrade. Here to just adding that here for the only supported, what is it, now we built it. So I probably just run in the hurry the other, probably I did run activate Luke's and not create or something. So GDK plus finally, maybe this freaking builds with that, and another small improvement. Yeah, obviously when we always talk about everything, then everything takes a little bit longer. So why did we do that? Right, VTE, right. That is our GTK SED stuff. Is it just VTE? Yeah, without lib. Yeah, question, were able to get IA64 hardware? No. It's just too freaking, it's not often on eBay, and if then not the cheapest, and it's certainly also not getting like a monstrous energy sucking. It's not the highest priority. There was a deck alpha, which was also, I don't really want to burn 500 or 1,000 euro on that, neither deck alpha. So I'm basically waiting for an affordable thing or donations. It's just not the highest priority. Obviously, it's not like, okay, so now we have VTE, let's emerge the terminal thing here. Oops. And then probably we call it a day soon. I could basically continue day and night here, obviously, but I need more subscribers for that. So don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And obviously, family also wants to see me. Oh, we have 14 viewers. That is amazing for this live show. 14 viewers immediately motivate me to stream a little bit longer. So there are definitely some strange dependencies also there. Alright, this Perl XML parser. Yeah. Guess something for another day. Oh no, we just. So yeah, dependencies. That is. It will. I'm aware that this sucks, and this will improve next, or at least gradually between that and the microkernel. Happy to hear that you're considering donating something. Okay, so what's up with var? So that is probably. Do we not have some FCA? Ah, this also wants XML parser. Yeah. Why does this not work? Is it maybe it's also some cross-compile marginality thing? Pearl. What is even the freaking... Maybe we should improve that to spit out an auto-corrected package name. That builds even more stuff, whether it's needed or not. Okay, that we have done. Best without typos. So that's done. Alright, we want to copy that. One major thing I need to check why CMake doesn't find GL stuff. I probably need to do that next. But hey, microkernels appearing there on the to do amazing stuff. What did I not? Why do I have this here twice? Yeah, this GNU-org stuff is also annoying. I also probably changed the way this... Did we not disable that once upon a time? I actually thought so. Oops. Or did they recently edit that new... This is so hilarious too. Hey, this build now. So the good thing is we should have fresh cache files in here from this build, so I probably try to manually approve things. I wanted actually whatever depth this might give. Yeah. A little bit more. Yeah, so this is also partially unclean, probably from whatever shared. It's probably usually this happened because so there is some libx of CE. Yeah. This imperfect cache files are, by the way, extremely simply to explain. This is just that some package, especially those in opt, but also in user, globally, some package created the first like icon theme directory or other package config. So I will probably, I actually initially thought maybe we simply filter out directories, because this is also why all the font packages depend on each other in T2 automatically, because one created, okay, we have this now, one created this font directory, and then everything else depends on it. This is certainly not ideal. Okay, this font sucks, but otherwise, why does it whine and complain that PCRE was built without JIT support? Anyway, why did we even test build that? Alright, we probably wanted to see, I only wanted to see which GTK version it really uses. Actually, why does it use both? That is silly. Whatever, I don't know. Did I press Ctrl D or so? For that we have debug, auto-generated. So what is with GTK? GTK. Yeah, so the bloody GTK update icon cache, that is of course, yeah, thank you very much. What? Yeah, that's the usual dependency nonsense. That is the drawback and the only annoyance there was automatically generated dependency stuff. Yeah, so despite all the small stuff, alright, we wanted to fix GNU.org. So I think the number one leftover thing in T2, or there are two more things. One is fixing this cache files that dependencies are like 99% amazing, or something of that sort, like 98 or 95, like mostly, for the most part, amazing and freaking working and stuff, without all the random stray garbage. And the other thing is make KDE and GNOME like most of it just emerge without errors, obviously, but that is previous live stream 1 or 2 years ago, 6 and 7 hours marathon live sprints here on this channel. Although maybe this time, now that we have most stuff packaged and up to date, hopefully it's only 1 or 2 hours here and there, but famous last words, probably usually. What? Ah, right, this doesn't dash F. It's also really silly that relatively normal packages install strange profile stuff that I wonder if anyone ever needs, but that is what we arrived at. VMS, seriously, nothing better to do than, what is this freaking VMS stuff? Oh, maybe this is some virtual machine stuff? No, I thought it's OpenVM. Is it not OpenVMS? Open, but apparently that's a virtual machine stuff, I guess. Or maybe it isn't, I don't know. Maybe it's VMS, who knows. Anyway, we wanted this bloody profile thing, so my typing today is really... Okay, so it has this in extras, and I really wonder why everything needs bloody shell profile scripts these days. And what, if you're wondering what is in there, is this, I mean, for what? For freaking work. What for what is it even? I don't even have any freaking idea for what bloody freaking reason you need this. Complete nonsense. I kinda sorta I'm inclined to freaking patch that away. Completely. Alright, I had some in this shell before. No, this is running here, always built. What did I name this previously? I think some other... Was it not GNU.org? I would have thought it was GNU.org. Because I remember I had once done this nonsense. I wonder how this got lost. Strange. Or did I have this in... my clean trunk and didn't commit this. Strange. Also doesn't have a JIT switch there, so probably need to enable that, I guess. Okay, so then let's maybe manually test that. And see if we build that now. If we still get this. So yeah. Performance. Who needs mitigations? And yeah, that is gone. Ideally, you know what I put on the to-do, or did we downgrade that? I didn't see downgrades there. Probably renaming all those profile D things to SH or stuff to avoid that in the future, if that is a new standard for things. Anyway, that's it for this video. Can't publish this ISO yet. Still have some more testing to do. I don't want to publish the most broken ISOs naturally. But we're making progress. Stuff is looking fast and better. As always, I hope you learned something and enjoyed this. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Question there, does T2 support USB-based installs? Yes, of course, you can install that whatever your system can boot on. PS3 USB, on x86 stuff USB, on some Apple Macintosh USB. T2 doesn't care, as long as your bootloader can load it from somewhere, and firmware and bootloader, so yeah. You can also test it, right? I mean, test install on USB and see if it... nothing in T2 prevents that. Even Firewire, and I even added MMC recently for making sure it boots on other embedded boards and stuff. Yeah, so that's it for this video. At least some, as usual. How long was it now? Of course, 15 minutes. Anyway, some people like it, some so... as soon as it's a little bit more tested, and I actually, should I? No, I need to go, actually. Yeah, I need to go. Family's also waiting then. But, so I debug the Qt stuff, like Qt and CMake finding GL. And then let's see if one of the next videos will come from this new SSD, replacing my 7-year-old SSD. And then we have a release, of course, more testing. The most testing, alright, has a bloody, you know what, theoretically we should add Firefox XP com something, whatever, failure, that is hilarious. I wonder if they broke something. I probably should test that installing my own ISO. That is all the extra time, right? This is another easily hour. Maybe the easiest to see if it's a regression our side versus upstream is installing our last ISO in QEMU and see. I remember I tested Firefox, just entering Firefox, it certainly worked, and then emerging the latest Firefox and see. We have also one more thing to do. But yeah, basically figuring out is it some latest global change of ours or Firefox regression, or otherwise debug that. We also still need VASI compiler RT It's still in working clean directory because, yeah, of course there's always one more thing, and with that each day one more thing. At the end of the year you have 364 and a quarter to-do entries. Anyways, that's it really now for today. As usually, you know, there's a Patreon, GitHub sponsorship, YouTube membership or merchandises. Hope you learned something and see you next time.